Hello, welcome back. It's so good to see you. So today we are going to be doing another useless information, random facts, useless facts, random facts, I don't know. But I also just picked this up at Walmart. Now I have had the peace tea before. The snowberry is my absolute favorite. But I do want to be honest, I started recording the video and I opened this up and it was so loud. So I was like, nope, I'm gonna restart. But anyway, I do want to mention that it feels amazing outside. So I have the windows open all over the house, so there will be background noises and I don't know, just lots of noises, like somebody has their wooden wind chimes on their back porch and I can hear it. I really like that sound. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but if you can, awesome, because I like it. But anyway, okay, so now I've never had this raspberry peace tea before. Like I said, my favorite is the snowberry, and I have the lemon tea one, but I haven't had this one. So yeah, that is great. And there is there's no carbonation in here, so that's good for me, because sometimes I like carbonation but sometimes I don't. Anyway, so yeah, let's go ahead and start reading some useless facts or random facts. So I also have no idea what number video this is, but a lot of people like it, so I'm just gonna keep going until we finish the book, right? Okay. This one is called You, Hairy Ape. King Kong is the only movie to have its sequel, Son of Kong, released in the same year, 1933. I didn't realize that King Kong was that old. Skull Island is the jungle home of King Kong. Isn't there a King Kong movie called like Skull Island or something like that? I feel like there is. Okay. Enjoy the show. Deborah Winger was the voice of E.T. I don't know who Deborah Winger is. Her name sounds familiar, but Dirty Harry's last name is Callahan. In Psycho, Miss Bates's dress was periwinkle blue. That is a totally random fact. Felix Leiter, I don't know if I'm saying that right, is James Bond's CIA contact. James Bond is known as Mr. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang in Italy. Okay. Jean-Claude Van Damme. Okay, before we read this little fact, when I was like 7, I had the hugest crush on Jean-Claude Van Damme. Like, what? My dad even got me like this movie poster and I had it on my wall and I was just like so in love with him. Okay, Jean-Claude Van Damme was the alien in the original Predator. I did not know that. In almost all the jumping and climbing scenes. So I guess he did his, own stunts. Godzilla has made the cover of Time and Newsweek. What? That's crazy. I keep forgetting that I have this drink. So good. Okay. Gone with the Wind is the only Civil War epic ever filmed without a single battle scene. So Gone with the Wind is in the Civil War, but there's no battle scenes. I have never seen Gone with the Wind. I know it's one of the like all-time classic movies, but I've never seen it. I've also never seen Casablanca. Is that what it's called? Yeah. In the movie Clue, no. The movie Clue has 3 different endings. Each ending was randomly chosen for different theaters. What? That's kind of cool. The movie Paris, Texas is banned in the city Paris, Texas, shortly after its box office release. Why? I don't know what that movie is, Paris, Texas, but why is it banned in Paris, Texas? The skyscraper in Die Hard is the Century Fox Tower. Okay. I've never seen Die Hard either. Okay. The sound of E.T. walking was made by someone squishing her hands in jelly. Gross. Dracula is the most filmed story of all time. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde is second, and Oliver Twist is third. I feel like there was a movie, like, did Tom Hardy do an Oliver Twist movie? I feel like I've seen him in a version of Oliver Twist. Maybe that was something else. I don't know. I'll have to go look that up. Let's see. When the movie The Wizard of Oz first came out, it got bad reviews. The critics said it was stupid and uncreative. What? The Wizard of Oz is one of my top 20 movies. Like, I've watched it over 100 times, and I don't know why. I just love it. And I love Judy Garland, and I don't know. Smokey the Bear's zip code is 20252. What? Okay. Dirty Harry's badge number is 2211. Sleeping Beauty slept 100 years. I knew that. There are 22 stars surrounding the mountain on the Paramount Pictures logo. Okay. In 1938, Joe Shuster and Jerry Siegel sold all rights to the comic strip character Superman to their publishers for $130. That has got to be the dumbest decision they have ever made. What? That's crazy. Okay, the number of the trash compactor in Star Wars is 3263827. Okay? Pulp Fiction cost $8 million to make. Of that amount, $5 million went to actors' salaries. I bet you I bet they're still making money off of that movie. It's Pulp Fiction. Like, it's not my favorite Quentin Tarantino movie, but, I mean, people love it, you know? In an episode of The Simpsons, Sideshow Bob's criminal number is 24601, the same as the criminal number of Jean Valjean in Les Miserables? I don't know. I think it's just Les Mis, you know. The longest film ever released was Star. Like, you see those little stars? The longest film ever released was 4 Little Asterisks by Andy Warhol, which lasted 24 hours. It proved, not surprisingly, except perhaps to the creator, an utter failure. Yeah, it was withdrawn and re-released in a 90-minute form as The Love of Odin, Ondine? The Longest Hollywood Kiss was from the 1941 film You're in the Army Now. It lasted 3 minutes and 3 seconds. That's a long kiss, especially for a movie. Like, I would not want to sit there for 3 minutes and 3 seconds just watching people kiss. No, thank you. A Chinese checkerboard has 121 holes. I don't know how to play Chinese checkers. My mom has a set, but we never actually played it. We just played with like the little, little ball things. I don't know. There are 225 spaces on a Scrabble board. There are 100 squares on a snakes and ladders board. The total number of bridge hands possible is 54 octillion. That's a lot. The wheel on the game show Wheel of Fortune is 102 inches in diameter. John Travolta's white suit from Saturday Night Fever was auctioned off for $145,500. Judy Garland's red slippers for $165,000. Charlie Chaplin's hat and cane for $211,000. Elvis's jacket for $59,700, and John Lennon's glasses for $25,875. The things people will pay for just random items that happen to be worn by a celebrity like that is just crazy. But it's your money, Alright, it says all the classics, the literary world, so I'm assuming it's about books or something, or movies, because it says page to screen. Bambi was originally published in 1929 in German. Let's see, General Lew Wallace's bestseller, Ben-Hur, was the first work of fiction to be blessed by a pope. Okay, the name for Oz in The Wizard of Oz was thought up when the author Lee Frank Baum looked at his filing cabinet and saw A through N and O through Z, hence Oz. Huh. That's interesting. An estimated 2.5 million books will be shipped in the next 12 months with the wrong covers? Whoa. 2.5 million books will be shipped with the wrong covers. What? Okay. Susan Haswell Rawson was America's first best-selling novelist for her novel Charlotte Good. Okay. When I see that, I think of Good Charlotte. Mick Jagger turned down a £3.5 million advance after... Oh, hold on, let me reread that. I got confused by the little symbol, but Mick Jagger turned down a £3.5 million advance offer on his memories from a publisher because he said he couldn't remember enough significant details from his own life. I feel you. I have memory issues, so... Although his is probably like drug related. According to Ernest Hemingway, 4 achievements are necessary to become a real man. What are they? You should plant a tree, fight a bull, write a book, and have a son. I don't know about fighting a bull. Those other ones seem okay, but the bull, no. A woman who returned a book in a very tattered state to the Strout Library in something England explained it was the fault of her dog, which had chewed it. The name of the book was How to Train Your Dog. Ah, that's hilarious. During his entire lifetime, Herman Melville's timeless classic of the sea, Moby Dick, only sold 50 copies. What? I think that sucks. Like, when you're, some type of artist or writer or something like that, and during your lifetime, nobody likes your stuff, but then after you die, it like explodes in greatness. Like, that's not fair. I don't think that's fair. That is very windy outside. Okay, Lassie the TV collie first appeared in a 1930s short novel titled Lassie Come Home, written by Eric Mowbray Knight. The dog in the novel was based on Knight's real-life collie, Toots. Okay. In Africa, the house of the Wicked Witch in Hansel and Gretel is not made of gingerbread, but of salt, which was highly prized by children. My kids don't care about salt. No way. That is real confusing to me. Anyway, okay. In Victorian times, Goldilocks, of the Three Bears fame, was known as Silverhair. She later became Golden Hair and eventually Goldilocks. I actually read Golden Hair on my channel. It was like one of my very first story times. Yeah. And if you haven't heard the story, like, just go read Golden Hair. And if you don't want to read Golden Hair, you just want to listen to it, go check it out, because the story is actually really good. It's not like Goldilocks and the Three Bears at all. Okay, in 1898, 14 years prior to the Titanic tragedy, Morgan Robertson wrote a novel called Futility. The plot of the novel turned on the largest ship ever built, hitting an iceberg in the Atlantic Ocean on a cold April night. There was another book that was written about it as well. I think it was called like the Titan or something like that. That's crazy. Okay, Keeping Warm with an Axe is the title of a real how-to book. What? That doesn't seem... Keeping warm with an axe. No thanks. Okay, Mary Shelley wrote Frankenstein at the age of 19. What? That's cool. Okay, Virginia Woolf wrote all of her books standing up. Why? Okay. At 12 years old, an African man named Ernest Luftus made his first entry in his diary and continued every day for 91 years. Okay, that's totally random. The only person to decline a Pulitzer Prize for fiction was Sinclair Lewis for his book Aerosmith. Okay. Why would you turn down a prize? Like, why? Roger Ebert is the only film critic to have ever won the Pulitzer Prize. Okay. Samuel Clemens, aka Mark Twain, smoked 40 cigars a day for the last years of his life. 40 cigars a day? What? Ugh. He was born in 1835 when Halley's Comet appeared. He died in 1910 when Halley's Comet returned. That's kind of cool. Ghosts appear in 4 Shakespearean plays: Julius Caesar, Richard III, Hamlet, and Macbeth. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I thought something was about to fall off the wall. The wind is so crazy outside. That was scary. Please don't fall off of my wall. Like the curtains and stuff are moving. I don't know if this video is gonna make it, guys. Okay. World heavyweight boxing champion Gene Tunney also lectured on Shakespeare. Oh. Sorry, I'm super distracted. I think that's gonna fall, and I'm like, please don't. World heavyweight boxing champion Gene Tunney also lectured on Shakespeare at Yale University later in his life. That's interesting. Shakespeare spelled his own name several different ways. What? Just pick a way. Like, it's your own name. Why would you spell it several different ways? That doesn't make any sense. Okay. Ernest Vincent Wright wrote the 50,000 word novel Gatsby without any word containing E. What? I must go find this book. And how do you write 50,000 a 50,000 word novel without the letter E? How does that work? I don't know. Okay, Dr. Seuss coined the word nerd in his 1950 book, If I Ran the Zoo. I'm pretty sure I have that book. I have like tons of Dr. Seuss books because, you know, kids. Sherlock Holmes was Professor Moriarty. I can't say that. I'm just gonna skip that because there's a bunch of words here that I can't even spell or say. Like, what? Sherlock Holmes never said elementary, my dear Watson. Sherlock Holmes never said elementary, my dear Watson? Why do we think that he said that then? Huh. Okay. Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis was the most famous editor at Doubleday and Co. Let's see. Hans Christian Andersen. This wind is crazy. Author of many famous fairy tales, was word blind. He never learned to spell correctly, and his publishers always found errors in his manuscripts. What? He's the guy that created Frozen, you know, like that's where Frozen came from. It was his story. But he was word blind. Is that what you call it when you don't know how to spell things? That's weird. Okay, Dr. Jekyll's first name is Harry. Charles Dickens never finished his schooling. He was also an insomniac who believed his best chance of sleeping was in the center of a bed facing directly north. Okay. Bible talk. Uh-oh. Almost all of the villains in the Bible have red hair. What? Why? The longest chapter in the Bible is Psalms 119. There are more than 1,700 references to gems and precious stones in the King James Version of the Bible. The book of Esther, is that how you say that? In the Bible is the only book that does not mention the name of God. The term devil's advocate comes from the Roman Catholic Church. When deciding if someone should be sainted, a devil's advocate is always appointed to give an alternative view. What? Okay. The Bible has been translated into Klingon. Okay. It is believed that Shakespeare was 46 around the time the King James Version of the Bible was written. In Psalms 46, the 46th word from the first word is shake, and the 46th word from the last word is spear. Okay. Every minute, 47 Bibles are sold or distributed through the world. Every minute, 47 Bibles are handed out or sold. That's crazy. According to Genesis 1:20 to 22, the chicken came before the egg. What? Oh, I'm gonna have to check that out. You know what? Hold on a second. Okay, I pulled it up because I was like, what? Okay. Well, this is the New International Version. It's gotta be the same, right? I just looked it up on, I don't want to go looking for my Bible. Okay, so Genesis 1:20 to 22, it says, "And God said, let the water teem with living creatures, and let the birds fly above the earth across the vault of the sky. So God created the great creatures of the sea and every living thing with which the water teems and that moves about in it, according to their kinds, and every winged bird according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. God blessed them and said, be fruitful and increase in number and fill the water in the seas and let the birds increase on the earth." Okay, that makes sense if, you believe everything about the Bible, because, that, I didn't even think about that, in like a Bible sense. Yeah, God created everything. So if God created everything, then of course he would have made the chicken first. Now I feel kind of stupid. Okay. I lost my spot. Oh, okay. The 17th century Swedish philologist. I don't know what that says. I have no idea what this says. Anyway, this Swedish person in the 17th century claimed that in the Garden of Eden, God spoke Swedish, Adam spoke Danish, and the serpent spoke French. I'm assuming that this, scholar person did not like French people. I don't know why. I'm just assuming that, because why would you make the serpent speak French, I don't know. This is a very interesting video. Okay. Are you afraid of the dark? Full on. Oh my gosh, these are all phobias. Okay, so I will definitely not be able to say any of these words. A phonophobia fears noise. Okay. A nyctohypnophobia is the fear of dark wooded areas or forests at night. I have that as well. Okay. Um, Pyrophobia is the fear of fire. Tephiophobia is the fear of being buried alive. I mean, isn't everybody like, if you think about it, actually being buried alive? Yeah, that would be scary. But I think that they're saying like people who have this type of phobia are constantly like thinking about that, you know? Okay, Nicrophobia is the fear of darkness. I have that. Uh, Lachinophobia is the fear of vegetables. Kevin from The Office. Remember that time he ate broccoli? Oh my gosh, that was hilarious. Entomophobia is the fear of insects. Okay. Essophobia is the fear of dawn. Oh no, the sun is coming up. What? Like, how did these fears happen? You know what I mean? Like, the sun is coming up and then you just become terrified. Like, what? Okay, zoophobia is the fear of animals. Xenophobia is the fear of strangers or foreigners. And phobatrivia is the fear of trivia about phobias. Oh my gosh, so if you have this, then you're scared about me reading about phobias. What? Okay. Now it just says say 3 times fast, but like, I'm just gonna, like, can you see this word? What? I'm gonna skip that whole section because I cannot read that. Like, what? Okay. This is in the beginning. During early years of feudal rule in England, each shire had to levy. I don't know these words. Why are they using words I can't say? Who was the law for the shire? Had a levy who was the law for the shire, called the shire levy. When the term was taken to America, it was shortened to sheriff. Shire levy, sheriff. Okay. The phrase sleep tight originated when mattresses were set upon ropes woven through the bed frame. To remedy sagging ropes, one would use a bed key to tighten the rope. Okay. The word robot comes from the Czechoslovakian word robovat, which means to work very hard. It was created by Karel Čapek. Okay. The word noon came from an old church term, nun, meaning 3. There was a monastic order that was so devout, they declared they would not eat until that time. Because they rang the bells indicating time, known or none came earlier and earlier. The townspeople called midday noon to ridicule them. That's interesting. That was a long description, though. Some coins used in the American colonies before the Revolutionary War were Spanish dollars, which would be cut into pieces or bits because 2 pieces equaled $1/4. The expression 2 bits came into being as a name for 25 cents. I've never heard of that. Okay. Ham radio operators coined the word ham from the expression ham-fisted operators, a term used to describe early radio users who sent Morse code by pounding their fists. Okay. Happy as a clam is from the expression happy as a clam at high tide. Clams are only harvested when the tide is out. The difference between a nook and a cranny is that the nook is a corner and the cranny is a crack. Okay, I never knew that. The grand jury used to write in ignoramus on the backs of indictments not found or not to be sent to court. This was often misconstrued as an indication of the stupidity of the jury, hence the present meaning. Okay. The State Department refers to elevators as vertical transportation units. What? Okay. In the late 19th century and early years of the 20th century, when gramophones and phonographs amplified the sound through large horns, woolen socks were often stuffed in them to cut down the noise, hence the phrase, put a sock in it. That's interesting. Okay, the phrase, often a bridesmaid, never a bride, actually comes from an advertisement for Listerine mouthwash. I want to see that advertisement. The term honeymoon is derived from the Babylonians, who declared mead and honey-flavored wine the official wedding drink. I've had mead. I don't like it. The official wedding drink. Stipulating that the bride's parents be required to keep the groom supplied with the drink for the month following the wedding. And it's called the honeymoon. What? Okay. The phrase the boogeyman will get you. The phrase the boogeyman will get you refers to the boogie people who still inhabit an area of Indonesia. These people still act as pirates today and attack passing ships. What? That's crazy. Okay, there's like 4 more. So, the term midday, used for signaling for help after SOS, comes... Oh, Mayday, sorry. The term Mayday, used for signaling for help after SOS, comes from the French something, which is pronounced Mayday, which means help me. Okay? So Mayday means help me. 3 Dog Night came about because it came about on especially cold nights. These nomadic people in Australia needed 3 dogs around them to keep from freezing. Alright. In 1943, Navy officer Grace Hopper found a glitch in her computer. A computer in 1943? What? After investigating, she discovered the system had a bug, a real one. It turned out a moth had made its way into Hopper's computer though the word bug has meant fault or defect since as far back as the 1870s. Hopper's story is credited with making it the synonym of choice in the computer industry. So if you have a bug in your computer, it's because there originally was a bug in some lady's computer. That's crazy. The letters for the word Shazam, which was shouted to conjure up comic book hero Captain Marvel, stood for Solomon's wisdom, Hercules' strength, Atlas's stamina, Zeus's power, Achilles' courage, and Mercury's speed. Shazam! Okay, those were odd. very different and weird information. But I hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.